And we're back. Hey, what's going on? My name is Jay Moore, your healthy accountant. Thank you so much for joining me today for today's enlightenment broadcast. Man, I'm so excited today. So excited for you. If this is your first time checking out a broadcast like this, and it's the first time seeing me, man, thank you, man. Thank you for showing up. And look, if you get value from this program, I'm going to ask you to do something for me. I know I'm asking already. You're just getting here. I'm going to ask you to do something for me. Here's what I'm going to ask you to do. Hopefully, this won't be too hard. If you like this broadcast, if you share this broadcast, so if you like the page or subscribe to the channel that you're watching on, that would be awesome. That's what I'm asking you to do today, which doesn't cost you any money, can allow you to still go on and live your life, but hopefully the value that you get from what it is that you hear will cause you to do something like or share or comment. So thank you so much for joining me. In today's broadcast, what are we talking about? We're talking about the mysterious treasure. There is a mysterious treasure I'm talking about laying dormant in most of our lives, not just yours. It's been laying dormant. This treasure has been sitting there. I'm talking about waiting. It's been waiting for you to tap in. If you knew you could wake up every morning and tap into this treasure that has unlimited wealth, unlimited health, just has all of the attributes that you would desire in your life. If you knew, if you knew that this treasure was yours, would you look for it? Would you, spend your days searching for it? Man, there are many people, at least back in the day, years ago, before um, physical money, well, paper money came about. There was gold and silver and treasures and all sorts of trinkets that people used as wealth. And back in those days, I'm talking about people they searched everywhere to find it, especially, back in the day when, when years ago when they traveled by sea. So they traveled on boats. So there were a lot of people, a lot of boats that sank. And so people would say, you know what? We believe that, some of these ancient sailors and ships that had all of the money on them, especially when they were traveling from Spain, they were trying to colonize the United States. And, there were boats that sank and they had to travel with all of the gold and the silver and all of the things that represented their money. There was no banks back then. So they had to roll with their stuff, you know what I'm saying? So imagine these boats went down into the sea. There were many people who spent their life looking for these treasures, spent many years, and there were a number of people that found these treasures. There's been treasures found on people's land, and what happens when they find these treasures? It's just wealth. It's abundance now. And it's like, wow, but what if you knew? What if you knew that a treasure is sitting dormant right underneath your feet? What if you knew? I'm going to read something from one of my good books. It says, "My son, listen to my commandments. In your heart, turn your ear to wisdom, and your heart to understanding. Call out to wisdom and plead for understanding." Here is what you got to get. Search for wisdom as if you were searching for silver or hunting for hidden treasure. So what is it? What's this mysterious treasure? It's wisdom. It's wisdom. Man, I remember, man, almost 20 years ago, probably was in the first year of marriage and was experiencing, it's an interesting time. And I remember praying and I remember saying, God, because I remember what Solomon did. Solomon prayed for wisdom. I was just reading a quote from one of Solomon's books. And what Solomon did, he says, you know what? I'm not going to pray for money. I'm not going to pray for power. I'm not going to pray for anything except the fact that I'm going to need wisdom. He said, Lord, if you would grant me wisdom, I would do whatever you asked. Like, that's what he wanted because he was young and he he had recently just taken over, the throne that his dad left him. And because he was young, he says, I want to make sure I do a good job. You know what, Lord, give me wisdom. Give me wisdom. Wisdom is a mysterious. I'm talking about it's mysterious because it's not tangible. You can't go to the store and say, hey, let me get 2 ounces of wisdom. Hey, you know what? I just need a little bit today. You can't go to the store and buy it. You can't even find it anywhere, but it's everywhere. God also says, well, shares with Solomon that wisdom was here before everything else. It was at the foundation of this world. It was at the foundation of everything to ever be created. That's where wisdom can be found. So if it's so mysterious, and this is a hidden treasure, which he is saying, he says, search for it. As if you were searching for silver, like all of those sailors that searched and spent their lives searching for it. He says, search for silver, search for it as if you're searching for silver and hunting for a hidden treasure. I'm gonna tell you, I can't sit here and tell you that, oh man, I'm so wise. No, because I'm seeking out wisdom every day. I'm seeking out wisdom every single day. I'm seeking out understanding every single day. I can't tell you that, oh, I'm just so smart and I've been blessed with so much. Yes, I've been blessed. But every day I wake up and I have to figure out what is life about, which my son tells me life is about learning, and I realize it is. As a person that's seeking wisdom, I must learn today what I didn't learn yesterday. And man, I learned the lesson yesterday, not even a new one. The lesson is sometimes you don't do the things that you're supposed to do. that like who has experienced that? Have you ever experienced not doing what you're supposed to do? It's nothing like when someone says, especially when my coach would say, hey Jay, so why didn't you do this particular thing? It's kind of like, you feel like that kid and you're looking around like, I don't know. I don't know. The kids would say it all the time. I don't know. Like they won't even think. You ask them a question. I don't know. It's like, don't say that. Now, when someone asks me something that I'm not too sure of, I said, that's an interesting question. It's very interesting. Man, let me think about that. Let me ponder that. Let me consider what that question is really trying to extrapolate out of me. What is this question and what is the reason for this question? And so it's like that's where I've gotten in my life, where if a question is asked that I don't know, it's interesting. If someone says something that I don't agree with or that I'm not too sure about, that's interesting. That's an interesting way you think. I like that. So instead of saying, I don't agree with you, you were wrong, I say, that's interesting how you think about that. But wait a second. The interesting part, here's what's interesting about, I don't know, your life, my life, lives, we all got a life, right? You can choose every day. You can choose every single day. That's the purpose of time. It's weird. Like the purpose of time is to give you choice. God had to put us, God had to put us in a position that if something happened, like this is the purpose, like this is just coming to me. God had to create time as a failsafe. Think about time. Eternity, there's no time. None. To us, everything is time. But in eternity, there's no time. Like when we move into the eternal realm, you forget about time. You won't be thinking about all the, oh man, we got a year to go, or we got no. I don't know what it's going to be like, but I can guarantee you it's not going to be the way that we know it today. So in this time realm, because he was dealing with a species that he was creating out of himself. He was saying, he said, let us make man, the species, in our image, after our likenesses in Genesis, after our likeness, and he will be like us. They will be like us. He took one man. Think about what he did. He created this body and then took himself and put himself in the body. I think sometimes we get a little twisted up about created in likeness. He created this vessel, right? Which had nothing. It was nothing there. But then he took himself, and that's when he put himself inside the vessel. Yeah, Jay, what are you talking about? He blew, they say it's written in Genesis that he blew the breath of life into this vessel. But what was he putting in one vessel? He put in one vessel, one body, all of man. He put in one body all of man. Man is all of us. It's everybody. It's everyone that has ever been. In one body, he put all of man. Then named this body Adam. Wait a sec. One body. It's only one. He didn't have to create a bunch of bodies. He created one. But then realized, he says, oh man, you know what? This one body cannot produce. See, he had already created the animals and the fish and all of them. Like Adam could see that these animals could reproduce. He didn't understand. He was like, well, something seems a bit weird. So then God had to reach inside of the one body and pull out another body. But he had to wire that body in such a way that the two bodies could produce another one body that was in the one man. Interesting. So look, this wisdom thing, it's a mystery. I'm talking about, it's a mystery. I don't even understand wisdom outside of the fact that I know that God is inspiring you. God is inspiring me. He's given us opportunities to learn about this mysterious thing, this mysterious treasure. And he just says, search for wisdom as if you were searching for silver or gold, or hunting for hidden treasure. What are you hunting for today? What is it that you're waking up thinking about, and what is it that's driving you? I've asked this question to my wife, and I was like, hey, what's driving you today? What's pushing you along? What is the reason behind your actions today? And I'm gonna tell you, man, it's nothing like a habit, because a habit can really, especially a bad one, a bad habit can really take you off course. It can totally take you off course. And, you don't even have to have a bad habit. Like, you could have a career, but you want to do something else. You know that there's this other thing, this other thing planted inside of you that you want to pull out, and you just want, man, if I can just get that out of there. But something's blocking it. How can I allow that other thing not to block the thing that I want to pull out and use? See, because just like God planted inside of one man, all of man, he planted inside of you and me exactly what it is that he wants from you and me. He planted it in there. I think I did a broadcast maybe a couple of weeks ago about, the gift that's planted inside you, or the gift in plain sight, or something like that. I can't remember the name exactly, but I was talking about the fact that it's already there, the beginning and the end. Think about this. Your beginning and end has been planted inside you. Well, Jay, you talking about predestination? Yeah, I'm talking about predestination. Can things change? I think that there are things that do that that look like they change the course. There are decisions that you make that look like they change the course. But here's the thing: every decision leads you to the place, wherever you're going. So if you're making decisions every single day, that decision, those decisions that you're making, whether they are inspired by wisdom or understanding or having a lot of knowledge, they're taking you to a place. They're taking you to your destiny, which is the end. So based on your decisions, based on your choices, yes, your destiny is already set. Can you change? That's where time comes in. See, with time, the thing about time is that time allows you to adjust your destiny. So that's why being in this time realm, God had to set it up so that, man, if they mess up, they can do it over tomorrow. If today is jacked up, tomorrow they could come back and make a different decision. That's what he did. So sometimes you wonder, man, what is this time about? Well, that's what time. I believe I'm totally in 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 an inspired moment right now that's what time is about. It's there so that you can change, so that I can change, so that we can become who God intended us to be from the very beginning. So look, the mystery that's already that's there, that mysterious treasure. I'm going to read from my text one more time as I wrap this up. It says, search for wisdom as if you were searching for silver, or hunting for hidden treasure. That's what you want to do. That's what you want to search for. If you're trying to figure out what your life is about, which you want to know what your life is about, search for wisdom. But don't just search for it, haphazardly. Search for it as if you were looking for money, as if you were looking for 1 million, 2 million, 100 million. Search for it that way. Wake up in the morning saying, man, I can actually find that. Absolutely. Search it to that degree. And I'll tell you, if you can put your can't even put your hand on wisdom, but if you can attract wisdom into your life, man, that hidden treasure that's within you will be revealed. And because that hidden treasure will be revealed out of you, you will live the exact purpose. You will do the exact thing that was intended for you to do, which is good. God said that when he made man, this is a good thing. So when it's good, then that's the reason why God did it, because it had to be good. So look, guys, I hope you got value from this program today. The mysterious treasure. I'm going to read the text one more time. Search for wisdom as if you were searching for silver or hunting for hidden treasure. Guys, I appreciate you for joining me today. If you have not liked or subscribed on our channel or our page, man, it'd be awesome. It'd be awesome if you could do that for us and like and share the broadcast on whatever network you are watching it on. So thank you so much for joining me.